What's up, YouTube? I'm Whitney. I'm here with JP Street in Performance, and we are going to be working on our very own custom exhaust for a 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I'll slide under here and show you guys. So, we just have this temporary straight pipe. My cat had gone back. I don't know if you guys watched the videos from when I first did the long travel suspension lift kit, but my cat was bad, so we just kind of threw a piece of scrap pipe we had lying around the shop and just kind of jerry-rigged it. It's coming loose now, but this thing is so ridiculously loud. So we got ourselves a new catalytic converter, a new oxygen sensor, because we got our old one zip tied up here. So we're gonna put the new cat in, and then we'll build the exhaust. We gotta basically what we're dealing with is clearance in here. So we're gonna try to get the muffler up in here, maybe even right here, kind of wherever it's gonna be out of the way of the traveling exhaust, the drive line. And then we'll kind of just dump the pipe out the back. So we're gonna do this for you guys. Here we go. Okay, so we got the little makeshift throwaway exhaust out of there. I'll show you guys here. This is what we're starting with. So we have the new cat in, the new oxygen sensor, got the wire up out of the way. So we're going to be working from here back. So I'll kind of show you what we bought. So in total, minus the cat, because I needed to buy a cat. Most of you probably won't. On Amazon, I got these 4 universal hangers. These were, I believe, about $18 to $25 for this set here. I got the Flowmaster Flow FX muffler, 2.5 inch stainless. So this was $45 on Amazon. Oh, and then we got the open this up for you guys. That's good enough. So we got a universal stainless pipe kit, a couple straights, a couple 90s, I believe it's 2 90s, 2 45s, yeah, 2 45s, 2 90s, and 280. So you can pretty much, should be it, yeah, you can pretty much make anything out of this kit here, especially for as short a distance as we're going. This kit was $98, 304 stainless on Amazon. So 98, 45, that's, what's that, 143-ish, and then another 25 bucks. So for about 160 bucks plus tax, you guys can make your own exhaust. These ones are flared, so they are slip joints. We are going to weld with a TIG welder some of them, but we will use the flare joints with clamps where we need to, 1, make a mount location, but 2, where we need to be able to slip it over the axle or whatnot, so it's not just one piece we're trying to weave in. So we'll probably make this into a couple pieces, but yeah, not. These are bi-directional mufflers, so it doesn't matter which way the flow goes, just whatever meets your what's it called? Meets your application. So in here, something like this, which is kind of what I originally had thought of, something kind of at an angle like this. We went with a straight pipe, what I'm thinking so far. So because this narrows, we want to this fits tightly around here, so we're gonna make sure that's here. Just a rough visual estimate. Got this pipe laying in here. Alright. Alright, so we actually end up going a different route with this. We're actually gonna set our muffler roughly about that angle. We cut down one of the 90 degrees here, and then we got a 180 degree bend to go up over the suspension. We do need to move the whole thing back just a little bit, so we can do that by taking about another inch out of this. Alright, so we got the piece out here. This is where we are going to be welding. We'll line up our marks. We'll weld. We're just going to use this slip joint. That way we don't have to back purge the stainless. So we're just going to weld around, and then we'll fill up these slits on all the way around as well. Get a couple tacks. Alright, so we got the axle piece built. Now we're going to tack weld this. We cut this to size earlier, took about an inch or so off so we could play with it, and then we went back in there and we marked it here. So it's a straight pipe, so I don't really need to know the orientation, but I do need to know the depth. So this is why we have a, as you can see here, I have a T-line here. That's the depth I need. So I'll get this tacked up and then we'll weld it up. Alright, you guys. There you go. Again, this is the very first time I've ever TIG welded stainless exhaust tubing. I've been practicing with my TIG welder, but this came out pretty dang good. Alright, you guys. Thus far, got the clamp on. Squeezed nice and tight. And boom. So we're gonna clamp it here, and then we're gonna take this piece out. We're gonna cut it way up here and put a 90. I got it marked out somewhere around here. Oh, right here. Okay. So we're gonna take this 90 and cut it way down here, and then we're gonna weld this pipe to that 180-degree bend. Hopefully, we're gonna try to see if we can weasel it in there, because this shaft is too long, and the 180 is way too long where it comes out. I need it to kind of come out and almost bend right away. So hack that there. We're gonna hack the 180, and we're gonna TIG weld it up. All right, here's the axle piece. We got that 90 cut. We got it in there where we're gonna want it. Those two red lines. So because I don't currently have a back purge kit yet, we're gonna use some solar flux. You mix it up, you put it on the inside of your weld, so that way it doesn't oxidize. So this is a great, it's inexpensive. Learned this on YouTube. It's really good for this kind of work. Basically gives you a flux coating, like the flux over your MIG wire, basically. So you'll flux coat the inside of this really good on both sides, and then you'll weld the outside. This is how that weld came out. Like I said, it wasn't the prettiest on this side. Not as nice as the muffler came out, but there's some good welds. But where those little slits are, kept wanting to burn back, so I had to get in there and kind of fill it. But it's good and solid, so we'll go ahead and get the flux set up, and then we'll get this TIG welded, and then we'll finish installing the exhaust. That's what you guys want, kind of the consistency of thick mud. You're going to use alcohol, so you want to make sure you don't weld while the alcohol's there. So you got to let it dry, but you're going to go ahead and just coat the inside of your weld on both pipes with the flux, and this will keep it from oxidizing. Good coat. I don't know if you can see that all the way around, both sides. Alright, you guys, here is, I did double clamp it only because, I don't know if you guys remember, it tapered down so much. There was a little bit of exhaust leak, so I ended up double clamping it. But here is our nice welds. This is the first custom exhaust I've ever built. We got clearance, kind of hard to see, there you go. Clearance all the way over, clearance between here, between the drive line. We are able to clamp it here, and this is that first 90 we built, the 180. And then what I end up doing here is that other 90 we butted up together, and I have this aftermarket bumper that's steel. So I put my mount here, a couple little nuts and spacers, and that way it's holding, all the weight is being held up between the mount up by the catalytic converter, and at the very rear of the exhaust there's very little movement. Just awesome. Nothing's banging, nothing's hitting. I jacked up the vehicle up and down, nothing hits. So let's hear how this thing sounds with our $160 homemade exhaust.
Alright guys, that concludes this week's episode of our Jeep. Thanks for watching.